Today I'm trying to make a radio. It's the, what was it? It's the QCX Mini from QRP Labs. It looks a little complicated because the instruction is 120 pages long. We'll see how it goes. Here's the PCB. So I'm just checking to see if there's any soldering mistakes. It looks good to me. Okay, here's where I'm getting nervous because these holes where components would go in are extremely small. So this is gonna be hard. There's a good picture on the instruction showing all of the components that we're going to need, so that was really helpful because I don't necessarily know what the components look like, but now I have it all here and they're all taped because the cat might swat them, so this helps with preventing all the parts getting everywhere. Here I have some capacitors, more capacitors, and a potentiometer, an encoder, knobs, copper wires, and pin plug, trimmer capacitor, pin socket. Here are some tactile switches, trim pot. These are other types of trim pot. This is a diode. And I don't know what these are. They're called BS170 MPS751. I guess we'll find out what they are. These are crystals because crystals make radios work. They do something to like frequencies, I think. Here's a washer and a nut. These are capacitors, a dip socket. We have our 3.5mm stereo jacks, 4 of them, a power connector, a BNC connector. I think that's like a radio wire connector. Maybe that's what a BNC is. And screw. These are nylon hex spacers. These are nylon screws. And we have toroids and LCD screen. What is this? This is not listed. I think this might be a microcontroller. I don't really know. Okay, that's it. Is PCB made out of plastic or paper or wood? What do you think? I'm filing this because it's just good practice to always file your pieces. There's always regret when people don't file their pieces, so you just gotta do it. Yeah, don't regret afterwards. So I'm going to do the first step, which is wind and install the transformer T1. It's supposed to look like this. It's like a donut. I don't have a donut, so I think I'm supposed to wind the copper wire on it, probably. I'm a little confused. I don't know. Let's take a look at this. Does this help explain? Maybe comment below if this helps you understand where it goes, because it doesn't help me. These are hand drawn. Wow, very cool.
So now we can move on to the next phase of the build, which is the bandpass filter, and that's this part of the circuit here. Actually, it's a bandpass filter and splitter. This is only this.
Oh my goodness, this is so long.
And then this
is like 15 minutes. Okay, here he's winding it. Oh man, but it's sped up.
The higher bands, lower bands, I guess, 60, 80 meter band.
Let's look for a different video. Right.
And what I'm doing is I'm straightening that out.
I'm straightening this out.
So that when it comes time to wide the toroid, which is right now, it's nice and straight. Pick a direction I'm going to go. I just usually start by going into the toroid. I put the left hand.
Ow,
and I put the wire through. One. That was easy. Only problem is I gotta go the whole way. So start. I gotta pull all the wire through.
Pull all the way. Oh my goodness.
Go. So there's my one. And then I like to pull it kind of tight.
Wait, how much do it?
It up. And then go to the end of my wire. It gets easier as you use more wire. There we go. And then I do another one next to it.
Okay, so I think I understand what this means. So this is actually very helpful. It says start right here. So basically I start threading through this donut. And then I start at this section called S3, which means 38 turns for my radio, which is 40 meters radio. And then I get to S2, which will be 5 turns. And then PR1, which will be 5 turns, and S1, which will be 5 turns. I don't know what this X means. Maybe it's like cutting it. So maybe I should figure that out first. So I got my 3 centimeters right here, right? And then I do 1, 6, 4, 5. What do you think? It looks interesting. This is working. It's totally not going on there. Well, I think this is pretty terrible. It's not. Wait, okay. Come on. Installing the diode. White stripe. It's supposed to be like this. Fold it like this. So this is really funny. Like on the instructions it showed this trimmer pot and there are like these edges on them to make them a bit too tall for this assembly, and on the instruction it said cut ledge off with wire cutter, and then the last instruction said enjoy less high trimmer pot. Now you have a less high trimmer pot. Enjoy. That's really funny. Cut. It's kind of fun to cut this off. Yay, less high trimmer pot. I enjoy it so much. Hey. Insert the component pins carefully. Okay, looks. I think I just solder it here. Yeah. Okay. Let's solder it. Six. 7. 8. This can't be good for the cat teeth. To have a metal wire in your mouth. Hey, excuse me. No. 3. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh no. Okay, putting the toroid in. What do you think, Ormoo? Yeah? Does it look right? We got 21 rounds here, 21 here. The toroid creates a magnetic field. What does it do? Maybe the magnetic field like changes the current somehow. Okay. So I have the ohm meter here. I'm just checking that this toroid doesn't have any electrical resistance on it. Let's see. So it's good. It means it's continuity. I'm checking that the DC electrical continuity between the two ends of the wire. So that means there's no resistance, 0 ohms of resistance, and it'll make a beep if it's 0 ohms. Yeah. Cool, right? That means like it's connected. So at this point, we've put on a lot of the structural components that, for example, there's the headphone jack, pedal jack, power input, and also the stick. So at this point, it's good to check if it will actually fit in the case. And Mark was looking at my work here and let me know that actually it wouldn't fit because of the slight edge on the PCB. So what we'll have to do is to file it so that it actually fits. All right. You see the wobble there? Okay, now we check the mechanical alignment. We can tack down this B and C port. It takes a lot of solder here to it's not even budging. Now we've checked that this board fits into the case with all these parts. What we can do is to actually solder down this B and C port. So we only have one side soldered right now. It's important to only have one side soldered when you check alignment, because then you can fix things if it doesn't align. Okay, now this iron is very hot because the BNC port has a lot of mass, so it takes a lot of heat. Okay. Well, this is going to be kind of tough. Center one, center. Okay, I think it's okay. All right, let's see if it fits. Oh, don't touch that because it's hot. Okay. Here, looking good. And this top part. Yeah, this is great. Perfect. Okay, it's time to install the LCD module. LCD. So I will put it behind this PCB board right here, and then bolt it down with these vinyl. Is it vinyl or plastic screws? It said on the instruction that precision assembly is essential. Follow the guide carefully. Here's a nut. Okay. Put this on here. Bolt the LCD module, ensuring equal gaps at top and bottom. Oh, Ormoo wants another one. Okay. Stay. Good job. Put in all the component cutoffs, and now I should solder the component off-cut wires to top of the PCB and trim the excess wire. Okay, let's try to do that. Now we're installing the rotary encoder. It's a little intricate here because we have to bend these pins into these holes. Can you see it? So we have to be really careful not to break it. What happened when you break it, Mark? Is there a good way of doing this? Screwdriver? Is that better? This. Yeah, screwdriver. Ah! Oh. Let's put it into that hole right there. There we go. Well, it can't reach the hole, so is it supposed to go into the hole? Okay, so this pin doesn't reach entirely, so we're going to extend it with solder. It seems a little iffy, but we'll try. Okay. So working. I think it worked, right? It's connected. We finally finished the control PCB and the main PCB. So now we're going to put them together. Very exciting. Just gonna put this in here. Fits perfectly. That's great. So now we just use this nylon screw and put it in the spacer. Yay! Wow, this looks very complicated. Tomorrow, let's finish the rest. It's getting really late. Yeah, tomorrow we'll install the microcontroller. Okay. So I'm putting in this AGC board, which means auto gain control, so that it can modulate the sound coming into the radio. I'm putting that in because this is actually a piece you have to order separately. It doesn't come with the radio, but it's pretty important. So I'm just putting these off cuts right here and soldering them on. Please don't eat my things. Yeah. Here. Oh, I'm out of water. Okay, it's time to put in the microcontroller. Let's take it from this foil. And let's dip it in. I'm just bending it a little bit because we learned from all the other projects that the dip socket is a little tough to dip into. Okay, let's try it. It's gonna work. Wow. Okay, Ormoo, you wanna do this part? Okay, let's just align the pins. And easy peasy. Here's a good way of bending these is to use the floor, in this case the mat, to bend it so that they all bend at the same rate. So like this. Okay, and now we should be able to put it in. Yay! Dip. This is very hard. I think it's in now. Okay. Now we have this construction complete. Let's put in these power supply here. Okay. And then the speaker. Which one is the speaker? I think at the bottom one. So when we're testing, we should use a dummy load. So here's a dummy load. It just makes it so that the radio doesn't actually transmit. So let's put it in. Okay, and now let's turn it on. Boop. Okay, so we should probably adjust the brightness. How do we do that? Oh, there we go. Now I can select bend. I think it's with this one, rotary encoder. Do I just turn it? Or like, do I put this on to turn? Oh, I just turn it with my hand? 15 meters, 12 meters, 10. I think, let's go to 40. That's what this radio is for. Alright, got my dummy load, got my paddle, and yay! Wait, 3 watts, I said. 3 watts of power. Alright, it's time to put the enclosure on. Well, I'm having trouble fitting. Okay, now it fits. It did not fit before, but I think Mara had to do a bunch of stuff for it to fit. So, yay! What next? Putting this down. And my spot is getting busy. And then prepare to attach the main board, like so. Align the 2x5 pin on the right. So here we go. 2x5 pin. Whoa. That fit really well. Some wiggle is needed. Fit the screws in. Alright, let's get the screws. Here are my screws. never thought this day would happen. Okay, now the build. That was a long process, and let's see if it actually works. So we have this radio here set to 7.061061 frequency, and this one set to the same frequency. So let's see if it works. Ah! Yep, it works. Let's take off the audio. So here's the QCX Mini. I can't believe it's finally done. I thought I would never get around to do this. It seemed intimidating. I would say this is a very difficult build, so I wouldn't recommend it to someone that's just starting to build electronics and just starting to solder. I would definitely recommend something else, maybe the Morse code trainer. That one was actually very easy. So if I were to rank all of the previous builds I had, I would say the Morse code trainer was the easiest, and the second easiest was the retro gaming console, and this one would be the hardest so far. So I would definitely recommend practicing with some easier projects first. Another thing I would recommend is to do it together with a friend, preferably somebody who's already built one of these before, because I definitely make a lot of mistakes. And if it weren't for the advice from Mark, I probably would have made even more mistakes that are unfixable. So my last recommendation is to just buy 2 of these when you get them, because it's definitely very easy to make a mistake, and if it's unfixable, at least you have a spare and you can learn from your mistake on your second time around. Or if you misplace a part, you can just grab it from the second kit. And if you are just so good at doing this that you don't need the second kit, you can always just give it to a friend afterwards. So that's what I would recommend. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. Did you build one of these? Did you build a radio before? What was it like building a radio, and why did you end up building a radio? I know for me, I decided to build a radio because I've been using Mark's radio on Summits on the Air, and I needed to get 10 summits this year using a radio, and that's why I wanted my own, since I've done 5 summits so far. That's why I wanted a radio. And building one, I felt like would help me understand radio a bit more. Do I really understand it more? I don't think so. But it was fun. It was definitely fun to put it together. Now I know what kind of things are inside of this opaque case, which I think is